or not to script? That is the question.
Every word must be scripted perfectly.
I totally got this. I don't need a script. Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm gonna talk about... I forgot my line. What's up guys? Today's topic is to script or not to script. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, you're probably wondering, do I need to script all my YouTube videos or just think on my feet? In today's video, we'll explore the pros and cons of scripting versus not scripting and talk to you about which method we recommend to our clients. Let's get to it. First, let's talk about the pros of scripting. Scripting your video gives you a chance to consolidate your thoughts and be more concise. Scripting can help improve your audience's engagement and retention. It also allows you to craft a strong hook to capture your audience's attention and convince them to keep watching. What I love about scripting is that it lets me focus on telling a story. I can intentionally structure the video to ensure I'm delivering value-adding content. I can also include clear call to actions like asking the viewer to subscribe or leave a comment below. Speaking of which, if you're finding this video helpful, we'd really appreciate it if you could hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Scripting also makes the filming process easier because you've already thought about what you're gonna say, so you can spend less time trying to remember your points. I also think it makes the editing process more seamless because you can cut out any repetition or fluff before it gets filmed. There are often fewer ums, uhs, and long pauses. You can also add editing notes, like show B-roll of a sunset here. Scripting can help increase your confidence on camera because you've already thought through everything you're gonna say. It also reduces the pressure to perform on the spot. You can practice your script beforehand to enhance your delivery and choose your tone and pacing. Now we'll dive into some of the cons of scripting your video. If you script your video word for word without practicing beforehand or using a teleprompter, it may sound like you're reading from a script and may be a bit monotonous. Scripting definitely takes more time up front. Writing down a few bullet points and then turning on your camera to talk about them definitely requires much less preparation. Scripting could stifle spontaneity and creativity. Sometimes the best moments in videos are the ones that are unscripted, like a candid reaction or a passionate ad-lib. A rigid script may prevent these moments of spontaneity. Scripting may not be suitable for all content types. For example, when viewers are watching a travel vlog, they're often looking for an unfiltered glimpse into the creator's life. For channels like travel vlogs, it might make sense to just turn on the camera and start filming, and anything beyond a few bullet points might sound too scripted. Now we'll explore some of the pros of talking without a script. I think the biggest advantage is the unparalleled authenticity you will get from just turning on the camera and speaking from your heart. This really lets your genuine personality shine through. Your viewers can feel like they're having a conversation with you, not just being presented to. And you won't miss out on those unplanned, unscripted moments that are really the cherry on top. You'll definitely save more time in pre-production and can jump straight into the filming. So if you want to produce content more quickly, or if you want to react to trending topics in a timely manner, speaking without a full-blown script might be the best way to go. Although it might be more challenging at first, the more you practice speaking without a script, the better you'll get. Speaking without a script also helps you become a better communicator and better at thinking on your feet. All right, and now for the cons of talking without a script. We'll do this part unscripted, but I've written down a few bullet points. Other than that, I've not scripted this word for word. Okay, so here we go. So first, you might forget what you're gonna talk about. You might simply just forget what you're gonna talk about. You might turn on the camera and just be like, what was I gonna talk about? You might blink and just like right now I'm forgetting what was I gonna talk about, what else do I have to say about this? But yes, you might forget what you're gonna talk about. You could end up getting into a really, really long and irrelevant tangent about something that probably wasn't the most helpful and could have just been cut out. And then you're just like, wait, how did we end up here? So you could just go on and on and on. And yeah, you could end up saying way more ums and ahs, like and yes, you can edit these in post, but it just takes more time and you might miss a few key points. So, you know, you might go through what you're wanting to talk about and then you're like, wait, I completely forgot to talk about this. You could go back and refilm and add it in, of course, but sometimes it's just helpful to sit down, think through everything, write a script first, so then this is the order I want to present my main topics in. And then also when you're like working on a script, and there we go, I just said when you're working on a script, you have an opportunity to rearrange some of the things you want to talk about. So it's almost like writing an essay or creating like a video story. I kind of like to think of these videos like a video story. Oh yeah, see, there we go. Maybe I'm going on a tangent, but yeah, I like to think of these like a video essay or a video story that I get to plan out in advance, kind of write the rough draft, and then start talking about it on camera. But there we go. That was the part unscripted. So, and then you see how it kind of goes, you go all over the place. It's a little less structured, but it also is a little more conversational. So it kind of feels like we're talking. And in terms of scripting versus unscripting, I see the pros and cons to both. Like, that's what we're talking about in this video. And I definitely see how for something like a travel vlog, it would make sense to just be, unscripted and just to go around and be like, oh, well, look at this, cool beach that we're at. Or, this food is really good for this, and this reason. You can't really plan that in advance because it's kind of talking about your experience. But yeah. So we've talked a little bit about the pros and cons of scripting versus not scripting. So what do we recommend to our clients? So we've experimented with both scripting and not scripting videos. And based on our experience, we generally recommend scripting videos to our clients. So you may be thinking, well, what if I'm a travel vlogger? What if I want my videos to really be raw, unfiltered, and authentic? Well, even if you're a travel vlogger, we think it's still helpful to have an initial outline. So we've actually traveled with some top travel influencers, and what we learned from their process is they also have an outline. So we think it's a good idea. And here's another thing to consider. If you're super comfortable on camera, you may find that semi-scripting your videos, so having an outline, having a few points written out, might be better for you than writing a word-for-word script. But if you're less comfortable on camera, you may want to write a full-blown script and try using a teleprompter. Our clients' scripted videos have definitely led to higher retention and engagement rates. We love how using a scripted method allows us to tell more engaging and powerful stories. And I have a bonus tip for you guys. So you might be wondering, okay, so I've taken all this time to create the script. How do I actually use the script? How do I use a teleprompter? What if I don't have a teleprompter or want to use one? What do I do? Here's what you do. There's a couple ways you could use your script. You could use a teleprompter app, which might be more beneficial if you're using your phone for filming or even your laptop and you have a front-facing camera. So it'll kind of line up where you're looking with the text. It's like a teleprompter. Now, if you don't have a teleprompter app or even an actual teleprompter, you could always go the more fancy route. And if you have a full production, you can have an actual teleprompter. You could also kind of create your own teleprompter by having your notes on a laptop right next to you. And this is the method that we actually recommend. So what you can do is you have your notes right in front of you, you have your script written, you hit the record button, and then you'll read a little bit and you'll memorize that one line, and then you'll say it to the camera while you're looking directly at the camera. So it'll look something like this. Okay, so I'm reading, we love how using a scripted method enables us to tell more powerful and engaging stories. And then I'll look at the camera. We love how using a scripted method enables us to tell more powerful and engaging stories. And this is what we use for our videos and what we recommend to our clients who aren't using a teleprompter. And this is just a method I prefer. I've also done things like theater. So, memorization has been a little bit easier for me. So if memorization isn't your thing, don't worry. You don't have to and this is off script. I didn't have this part written down, but don't worry if memorization isn't your thing. You do not have to memorize the entire script. You can try this method where you just read one sentence, memorize that, or a few words, memorize that, and then say it, or even like a couple paragraphs. And actually what I found is I often I don't say word for word everything I've scripted. So I kind of read it and I'm like, oh, okay, that's what I'm going to talk about. And then it might change a little bit as I speak. So even if you've written your script word for word, when you use this method, how you deliver might be a little different. So it'll sound more natural. I find that it ends up working out well. What I like about this method is it's kind of like the best of both worlds. You've taken the time to prepare what you want to say and you've written everything word for word ahead of time. But when you go to deliver, you speak naturally, you speak from the heart, and then you get that little bit of authenticity. Well, that's all I have for now in regards to scripted and unscripted videos. If you liked this video, it would really mean a lot to us if you could hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Let us know, do you prefer scripted or unscripted videos, and why? I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye! And we're rolling. I'm so excited to record B2B's second video. I can intentionally structure the video to ensure I am adding value. Wait. I can intentionally structure the video to ensure I am adding value-adding content. Oh, delivering. Okay. Okay. Take 2, because the camera battery just ran out, so I replaced it. All right. The cons of thinking without a script. No, I meant speaking, like thinking. Can you imagine thinking without a script? So we have experience, and this is why it helps to have a script. It's like sometimes there's just something about sometimes when you turn on a camera and you're looking at it, it's just like, oh, what was I gonna say? It's definitely a different experience talking to a camera than talking to someone, because I'm just looking at a lens. And when you're talking to a camera, there's no like reaction, no one's looking at you. But when you're talking to a person, it's just kind of different. It's like, oh, I'm just sitting in this room talking to myself. So sometimes having a script just helps make the process a little easier, because imagine talking to yourself or talking out loud and it's just you and you don't even have a script, but you're just sitting here and talking. Yeah, okay. That didn't really make sense. See? That didn't really make sense. Okay. Yay! Second video is done. It just said I've recorded for over 30 minutes, so it stopped automatically. But it was like perfect timing. Okay, sweet, awesome, that was fun. I hope you guys liked this video, and I'm excited. I love making the bloopers sections. So, yes, okay. The video started off like really bright, and now it's gotten a little darker, but it's a really pretty sunset out.